So yeah, let us look at the strength of acid and base. Of acid, base. So what is the strength of acid and what? And base? The strength of an acid is the tendency of acid to ionize in what? In water, or the tendency of what? Of acid to what? To ionize. We call it what? The strength. So what? Strength of an acid, this is what? The tendency of acid to what? To ionize in solution. So the ability of an acid to ionize in solution is what we call what? The strength of what? Of acid. So what is strong acid? Strong acid, they are completely what? Ionized in solution. Strong acid is completely what? Completely what? Ionized in solution. An example of strong acid, e.g., example of strong acid, we have HCl, we have HNO3, we have H2SO4. TC. Those are the what? The common strong acid we have HCl, HNO3, H2SO4. So when this strong acid ionize in what? In solution, we have it in this form. So the HCl to give us what? H plus Cl minus. Completely what? Ionize. So, or for HNO3, HNO3 ionize, it will give us what? H plus what? NO3 minus. When H2SO4 is ionized, it will give us what? 2H plus SO42 minus. So all these are what? Strong what? The strong acid. They are completely what? Ionized. And we can also have what? Weak what? Weak acid. What is weak acid? Weak acid is partially ionized and what? Ionized in solution. Example of weak acid, we have H2. No, of weak acid we have hydrogen cyanide, we have H2SO3, we have H3PO4, we have methanoic acid, we have ethanoic what? Acid. All these, they are what? Weak acid. When weak acid want to ionize in solution, they are partially what? Ionized. Example, can have what? Hydrogen cyanide ionized partially in solution. This is symbol of partial ionization. We have H plus Cn minus. And if we have what? H2SO3 partially ionized, We have 2 mole of hydrogen ion plus SO3 minus 2. And we can also have what? H3PO4. When it's ionized, it will give us what? 3 mole of hydrogen ion plus PO4 plus what? PO4 3 what? Mm, minus. And we are also, sorry, and we can also have for what? Methanoic acid, which is this, partially ionized, CO minus plus H this. Here now. And we can also have for ethanoic acid, COOH, partial ionized, CH3, COOH minus plus this. So the weak acid, they are partially what? Ionized in what? In solution. Now what? The strong acid are what? Are completely what? Are what? Ionized. And this strong acid and what? Strong base, a strong acid and a weak acid is now lead us to the what we call what? The basicity of an acid. What is basicity of an acid? Basicity of an acid is the number of replaceable hydrogen ion. The number of what? Replaceable hydrogen ion in, or the number of replaceable hydrogen ion by metal in an acid is called what? The basicity of an acid. This is the what? The number of replaceable hydrogen ion by metal in an acid. That is what? The basicity of what? An acid. And the basicity of an acid is grouped into the what? Is divided into the what? Into 3. We have mono what? Monobasic. We have dibasic. And we have monobasic acid. We have dibasic what? Acid. We have tribasic acid. So on. So what is monobasic basic acid? When the number of replaceable hydrogen ion in an acid is 1. When the number of replaceable hydrogen ion in acid is what? Is 1. So this one is called monobasic. When the number of hydrogen ion that can replaced by metal is what? Is 2. When is what? Is 3. We call it what? Tribasic. Let us look at what? This example of monobasic acid. You can have what? HNO3. We have HCl. We have H hydrogen cyanide. No, let me do it in this way. Yes. Take this as a case to this way. Take this reaction. We have HCl. How many hydrogen atom can be what? Ionized here. If you look at it now, HCl will give us H plus this. So the number of hydrogen atom that what metal can replace in HCl is 1. Therefore, this HCl is what? Is mono what? Is monobasic. But look at N, N2SO4. When it's ionized, we have 2 hydrogen plus what? SO4 2 minus. So how many hydrogen does this man release? Can ionize? Is 2. Therefore, the H2SO4 is also what? Is what? Dibasic. Basicity here is 1. Basicity here is what? Is 2. Take another what? Example. Case of we have hydrogen what? Cyanide. If it is ionized, we have this plus N minus. What is basicity here? Is 1. So this one is also what? The basicity is also what? 1, which is what? Monobasic. But in the case of what? We have H3PO4. It will ionize to give us what? 3 mole of hydrogen plus PO4 3 minus. So this man ionized what? 3 out of Abi. Yes, so the basicity here is what? Is 3, which is what? Tribasic acid. But this one used to what? To create confusion for us. Organic acid, like methanoic acid, COOH. You will now ask, what is the basicity of what? Of methanoic acid. The most students will say what is 2, is not 2. Check this ionization here. When this methanoic acid want to ionize, it will give us what? It will release just 1 out of the 2 hydrogen it has. Partially what? Ionized. So this one cannot give out what? All is what? This. It will give you what? The least 1. It's the only one that is what metal can what? Can displace. The basicity here is what? Is 1. Likewise, the third one here, ethanoic acid, CH3, COH, to give us what? CH3, CO minus plus HDs. This one is also what? It's also 1. It's not 4. Some will say well, basicity is 4, but we have 4 hydrogen. Yes, but which one can what? Can ionize that matter can displace is what? Is 1. So the basicity is also what? Is 1. That is all about what? The basicity of what? Of acid. Lest I forget, let me explain the what? The strong base and the weak base. We are talking about strong what? Strong base. And what? Strong base and weak base. What is strong base? What is weak base? It's very easy. So, like acid and base, the strength of base is the tendency of base to ionize in solution. So, under the strong base, they are the base that ionize completely in what? In solution. Example of strong base are these are the base of what? Of group 1 elements and what? And group 2 element. Like we have what? Sodium hydroxide is a strong base. We have potassium hydroxide is a strong base. We have calcium hydroxide is a what? Is a strong what? Strong base. Except lithium hydroxide. So these are the what? The strong base. But we have what? Weak base. The weak base, they ionize partially in what? In solution. Like the one I explained acid here. All weak base ionize partially in what? In solution. Example of weak base, we have what we call what? H4, OH, ammonium hydroxide. Example of weak base, we have ammonia, NH what? NH3. Example of weak base, we have what we call what? Amino acid. Amino what? Amino acid. Amino acid is what? Is the end product of what? Of protein. Amino what? Acid. And another example of weak base, we have nitrogenous base. The one we have in what? In component of DNA. Now we have adenine, abi? What? Adenine. We have what? Guanine. So all these bases, they are what? Weak what? Weak base. And we also have amine, organic compound. It's also a what? A weak what? A weak base. And we also have what? Amide. It's also a what? A weak what? A weak base. So all weak base, they ionize partially in what? In solution. And again, before I will leave what base, let me explain this. There is difference between base and what? And alkali. There are difference between what? Base and what? And alkali. You know we have, if you say what is alkali what? Alkali. Alkaline is a base. But any base that can dissolve in water are called alkali. Let me write it here. Alkali what? Alkali base. Only what? Alkali. What alkali means what? Any base that can dissolve in what? In water is called what? Alkali. Or alkali. This is the what? Is a base that can dissolve in water. And all base of group 1 and group 2 elements, they are what? They are alkali. You know, group 1 elements are called alkali metal, group 2 are called alkali metal. Do you know the reason why for that? Because when the what? Their base of that metal dissolve in water, and when the base of that metal react with water, they will always what? Dissolve. Look at it now. Example of alkali, we have what? Sodium hydroxide, we have potassium hydroxide, we have calcium hydroxide, what is slightly what? Soluble in what? In water. Know that what the alkali is the what? They are also called soluble what? Base. Let me put it in front. Other what? Soluble base. So the next thing that we are going to treat now is what? Let us look at what? The properties of what? Of acid. They have both physical and a chemical property of acid. And again, we also have what? The physical and the chemical properties of what? Of base. Let us look at what? The properties of what? Of acid. So the properties of acid